Air. Hi everybody, this is Megan. We are going to talk about handhelds in the classroom today, specifically tablets. And if you take a look, we have a presentation PowerPoint that will walk you through the various types of handhelds that are being used in classrooms today. The first type is smartphones, in which their pros have JavaScript, HTML5 application, touchscreen apps, the ability to use educational apps in the classroom, and you can even scan QR codes to be sent to an educational website. Phones aren't really used in class because there's tiny screens, there's only virtual keyboards, and the price is relatively $100 to $500 plus monthly fees. Another tablet that's used in schools occasionally are Kindle Fires. I read that one class mostly used it for reading because you can download different types of books. The price is usually $200 or up. They only have virtual keyboards, so that's a downfall for those who want to actually learn how to type. Then there's the Windows tablet, which is very expensive, which is why it's not used in schools. It's anywhere from $300 to $1,000. It does have a keyboard, it's touchscreen, and there are many apps available. It's heavier than the iPad and it has a shorter battery life, so it might not be good for long days in the classroom. Then there's the Google Chromebook, which is in the running for being one of the most used in classrooms. It has Microsoft Office, Adobe Photoshop, runs Android apps, can work while offline. It has less educational apps, however. Only 42 are found on the Chrome web store. It's more for business than gamification, and it costs anywhere from $200 to $300, which is less than the iPad. The iPad costs $200 to $600, but it seems very prominent in schools. The iPad has thousands of educational apps. It's lightweight. It has a long battery life. There's no USB ports, but there are attachable accessories to be able to get this. Therefore, most of the time we see iPads in the classroom. And now Elizabeth will tell us more about this.
Okay, so nowadays children are more up to date in technology than our generation even is, and the generation above ours. Currently, at the moment, 1/3 of students between the grades of 4 to 12 already own a tablet. Most students, which is 69%, would like to use tablets and more technology in the classroom. They believe that since they are interested and engaged in these tablets, that they would pick up on schoolwork if they are being taught the way of technology. Students feel that they would learn a lot quicker these days if it was on handhelds that they are used to, and they feel that it will keep them more engaged in their lessons. Currently, 1/3 of schools are using handheld tablets in their lesson plans, whether it is iPads or Google Nexus tablets. iPads are the preferred method of teaching, but also the most expensive, which schools have to take into consideration. I have conducted an interview with my cousin that I will show you now. So let me pull that up on YouTube. One second. Which, okay, there we go. Okay, so as you saw, children are really enjoying using iPads in the classroom, even though it is a little pricey, but some schools are starting to get it more into every class as they can, whether it's math, LAL Tech, or even science. I hear that they're using it for too. I'm going to show you a chart now on how many and what the preferred method of teaching is. This is what I was just explaining before, just how 1/3 of students in grades 4 to 12 own tablets and how many students actually enjoy it. And then at the bottom you can see a bar graph showing that how different students use the iPads in the classroom. Apparently doing research and homework is how they use it the most, and then taking exams is the least, but they still do use it to take exams. Now I'm going to pass it over to Alexis to talk more on iPads and Chromebooks.
I'm going to pull up my PowerPoint. Okay, so just some things to know about Chrome. As mentioned before, Chromebook is significantly cheaper than its competitors, the iPad. Chromebook is gaining more popularity in the less privileged schools because of the price. It's not only cheaper in cost, but in repairs and replacements. Those kids tend to do more writing, and doing it is easier on the Chromebook. It To add a keyboard to the tablet is an extra expense for the school, and some schools can't afford it. Simple management. It's much easier for the IT department to fix a Chromebook versus an iPad. The Chromebook has a few educational apps that are all pretty much free, and they connect straight to the internet. The apps on the iPad are more convenient, but they have more iOS problems. Digital storytelling. Teachers are loving the digital storytelling. Students are able to publish and share projects with wider audiences. Students plan on using digital storytelling for social studies, reading, language arts, and science. They use apps such as Prezi, Animoto, VoiceThread, Blabberize, and many more. productivity tools. Students use productivity tools on the web that allow them to access their work anytime and anywhere. Students will be using Chromebooks to work in the cloud using the EDNA apps, examples Google Docs, Google Sites, Google Maps, and Moodle. Communicating in the 21st century. Using Chromebooks, students will be able to communicate using 21st century tools. Gmail to communicate with other students, book club communication, reading response journals, video conferencing for state study research, learning outside the classroom walls. Students can also learn to collaborate face-to-face or on computer while working on projects. They can use apps like Google Docs, Google Sites, and Gmail. iPad is definitely the more popular device amongst the children. It has a higher ticket price. It's touchscreen, lightweight, which eliminates the need for textbooks, two-way camera. The best app market at 150,000 apps, 10-hour battery life, makes it the perfect tool for students to carry around to school. Teachers can assign apps that increase participation. The apps get children interested in the subjects, and they have apps such as Whiteboard, which helps students with challenging concepts. The teachers can write on the iPad and record audio so students who miss class can catch up. So here are some of the apps that teachers are using that seem to be really popular. We think schools are sticking to the iPads because of the apps and the better selection, and the students really like them.
And that's tablets for you.